You are listening to WolfTrader Radio. This is your week in review for March 17, 23. This was a negative and chaotic week for equity markets. There was a flight to quality due to the fallout of the Silicon Valley Bank failure. This flight to quality included a run to Bitcoin, gold, and the bond markets. Bitcoin's performance was the strongest, with a 36% rise from last Friday's lows. Gold, too, had a respectable rally with a rise of 6.5% off the lows last Friday. The 10-year note also had a nice run of 3.5% off the lows. There were a series of emergency measures this week. The FDIC guaranteed the deposits in Silicon Valley Bank. The Federal Reserve created a facility where the banks could loan money against their underwater bonds. They also issued loans at the discount window. Credit Suisse also had a bailout from the Swiss Central Bank for a loan of 50 billion francs. The Federal Reserve assets are now spiking because of these new loans to provide liquidity to banks. The S&P CAT master signal is still declining into the Fed meeting. The Fed Juice made a sell on March 16, 23. The S&P Big Runs is also short from March 16, 23. The S&P has a good chance for a near-term decline before the Fed meeting. Gold continued in a more bullish tone this week. As previously mentioned, gold surged along with Bitcoin and the bonds in a flight to quality. The WolfTrader remained short Bitcoin/long gold since March 3, 23. From the lows last Friday, Bitcoin outperformed gold. The Bitcoin Fed Juice is in a buy since March 13, 23. Just a word of caution on gold, we are seeing a combined knee-jerk flight to quality in Bitcoin, gold, and bonds. The question is which class will remain strong after this crisis subsides. Bitcoin made new recent highs on this rally, and gold did not. The long-range cycles suggest that gold is in a long-term bear market. So this is likely a counter-trend rally. Natural gas is still wandering around. The Quad Lunar made a buy on March 15, 23. The seasonal pattern for natural gas is still very strong in March and April. The strongest part of the seasonal is in late March and April. So look for a building pattern in late March going forward. Oil was lower this week. Oil and gasoline are now in negative seasonals until late March. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, we will host a webinar, Key Questions to Develop a Trading Plan. No matter what your trading style is, it is important to define your trading plan blueprint. Join us as we explore this topic in depth. We look forward to seeing you at the webinar, and thank you for your interest in WolfTrader Futures. The webinar will be archived on Sunday, March 19, 23, on Patreon and the members area of the website. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The Polar R2 had a minor pullback this week. The trades of the week were the Polar R2 Turbo Gold Longs on March 15, 23 and March 17, 23. The Polar R2 Turbo did well this week in the market chaos. The Polar R2 Turbo is a higher frequency version. The Polar R2 Turbo trades smaller position sizes in micro contracts. The Polar R2 Turbo trades with copper, gold, and the 2-year note. The current version of the Polar R2 will now be called the Polar R2 Legacy. The Polar R2 Legacy will continue to trade with the Polar R2 Turbo. We discuss the live account auto trading and Polar R2 in detail each week in our Zoom meeting at 8 a.m. The Zoom meetings are open to the public. You must be on the email list to get an invitation, and replays are posted on the website later in the day. You can sign up for the free email list at www.wolftraderfutures.com or www.fedjuice.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.